Gilbert, it's time for rapid fire.
Boom, boom,
Last
boom.
year, last year we got a rule change after the Bills' overtime loss to the Chiefs. Well, do you think we'll see something where the NFL allows teams to carry three quarterbacks after seeing what happened to the 49ers against the Eagles?
Yeah, like they create extra roster spots for linemen, and why not do it for quarterbacks? Like this is not the kicker position or long snapper where like obviously it's only one for them, but you need more. Like who's the backup to the backup? Like we saw with Josh Johnson, like who's gonna play? And I feel like especially in the playoffs, man, when the biggest games. Like, imagine being a 49ers fan and paying all that money to go to Philly, and you're there watching Josh Johnson, or just you just being out. Like, me, I was at the bar and I had to like go out and get dressed and spend money at the bar. I'm annoyed watching Josh Johnson. Think about me. So yeah,
Don't think about
definitely.
Alonzo. Think about you.
Yeah, think about Alonso, but yeah, definitely. An extra roster spot would be nice. I'm taking up the time.
I'm annoyed because I've never understood, and they said it's to see who has a competitive edge. Ha ha ha. To me, that's dumb. Let all 53 men dress. Like I've never understood the reasoning for the seven guys sitting. But I guess I would just do all 53, let them go. But they say it's a competitive edge and all this crap. I don't like it. I hope they change that rule. Gilbert, the Eagles earned the number one seed, but they just had. Do you think they just had an easy path to the Super Bowl? Obviously, they faced Danny Dimes in the divisional, and Brock Purdy tore his UCL on the Niners' first drive of the game.
I wouldn't call it the easiest. When you say it like that, it's Josh Johnson and Daniel Jones. And yeah, it sounds easy, but like they were supposed to play this very talented 49ers team, and it just things happened. It was bad luck. Compa of the week, Hassan Reddick got there and disrupted the quarter. That's what you're supposed to do. So I wouldn't say that, but it does when you look at it on paper. And but also too, number one seed is important, and that's what you go and play for. That's why I don't want these neutral site games.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. There's no way. Hell, if anything, the easiest one was the last one where they played the Falcons and then they played they blew out the Vikings, and then they went on to play Bill Belichick and the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and there they competed, and there it was a tough game. This is the same thing. They two games where they blew the other team out. Now that they didn't blow out the Falcons the first time. It took a weird crap to end, but here they're gonna face now Andy Reid and another tough head coach. I don't think it was easy. I think that, like you said, they busted their ass during the season and they earned that number one seed. And that's why you earn it now. Who didn't earn it was the Chiefs because bing, 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 bong had to happen and they got the
Yeah,
first seed.
yeah,
So definitely interesting how some things work for some people.
yeah. That's why Zach
Gilbert,
Taylor said what he said.
exactly. Maybe who knows? The excuse is you didn't get the job done.
There you go.
That's all you can say. Uh, who should be at fault for the blown call in the first quarter on Devontae Smith, Gilbert on that catch, no catch?
Hmm.
Fox for not having a quick angle of the play for the 49ers a challenge, or Kyle Shanahan for not calling a timeout to give his staff time to make sure that it was a catch?
I'll go with Shanahan. Like I know it's the first quarter, you're probably thinking it won't matter, and you still have Brock Purdy at the time, right? So but you gotta call that time out. Give your booth people upstairs. Maybe does he even have a guy upstairs? We don't know. Give it a look, but it is early. But I'm
Brandon
gonna
Staley
go.
does.
Yeah, people do. So you got to have somebody up there to tell you. But then again, if there's no replays, I don't know what you do.
I mean, to me, the refs don't even know what the hell a catch is and
I
not
know
catch
that's the
is.
worst
So
thing.
what the hell's the difference? I mean, to me, it's whatever's. I mean, calls like this happen. I've seen other plays where they call touchdown and you can totally tell, or it's a catch and you can tell it's not a catch. So I don't think anybody's at fault. I just think that obviously, and besides, you're playing in Philadelphia. Do you think Philly's going to post the catch and be like, "Oh, hey, check out the catch,"
Yeah, that's
and then
smart. Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan's going to look up and be like, "Okay, yeah, I want to
Thanks,
challenge it."
guys.
So yeah, exactly.
What
So
happened in Tampa
it's
Bay
not
with Rogers? Remember?
exactly. So if they were in San Francisco, you bet your bottom dollar that thing would have been replayed and replayed and replayed and replayed. But you're in another stadium, so they're not going to do that. Gilbert, something or nothing. Time to play a little game of something or nothing. 49er fans messing with the Rocky statue before their game versus the Eagles.
It's a little tough for me because I like trash talk. I'm a boxing guy, UFC. You got to get some promo there, but sometimes, like in Spanish, te pasas. You cross the line, so it is something for me. 49ers messing with the Rocket statue. Come on, that's off limits, man. That's like going to the Golden Gate Bridge and hanging whatever. I don't know. What do they have in San
An
Francisco?
eagle flag.
Yeah, Eagle flag. It's a big,
Yeah,
massive Eagles flag.
yeah.
But yeah, come on. You're like hitting with the whole Burrow. Hey, you're poking the bear here, and yeah, the Eagles really crushed them. And I'm 49ers fans traveled and they spent money for that, and that's what happens.
I know people like I know Rocky is obviously everybody calls it it's like not really but man, Philly loves Rocky. You don't mess with Rocky. And I think Sylvester Stallone even put out there, you don't mess with Rocky. Mr. T actually tweeted out something about that. He's like, give me Balboa. I don't care what the 49ers said. I want Balboa. I just started laughing. I'm like, dude, that's hilarious. But yeah, I agree with you. Don't mess with Rocky. I don't think it's anything. It's nothing, but don't mess with Rocky. That's what happens when you mess with Rocky. Gilbert, this one's funnier. The Empire State Building lighting up for Eagles colors. Something or nothing?
Oh, it's definitely something. And what the heck has happened to New York sports? And the people from New York are, and when I was growing up, it's always like LA against New York, West Coast, East Coast. And New York was such a prideful town, a great sports town. Yeah, the Knicks never won, but they were competitive. The Giants won 2 Super Bowls. Even the Jets were
What?
terrible. People still
What?
cared. The people from the Mets. And you're going to let this happen
What?
in New York City, the rival from the NFC East, Eagles. Unacceptable, atrocious. I felt sick for New York, and I know I'm a West Coast guy, LA all day, but I felt for New York.
I feel like ever since Emmanuel Morgan moved to New York has gotten soft. So no, I'm just kidding. Emmanuel, happy birthday. We love you. Compas love you. See you next week at Radio Row. Man, we've met so many incredible people on this journey. Well, whatever. That's nostalgia for later. My bad. Obviously, I think it is something, man. You don't flash the team colors, and then at night they were like, "Hey, we're flashing it for Kansas City now." Sure. I just thought it was dumb. Why would you do that in your own
Ooh.
city? Like, then you had a fight started by Kayvon Thibodeau
Oh
and
yeah,
Joe Staley,
49ers,
and
yeah.
then even Lawrence Tyne got into it. Like he's like, you're a kicker.
You know what this
So
tells
it
me?
was all bad.
You know what this tells me for the Empire State Building? I feel like there's like a social media team out there, like, oh, it'd be a great idea. We get the 2 winning teams, and they don't watch
Light it
any
up.
football. Like, I know they don't care about sports or anything. Like, hey,
Light
we
it
could
up.
go viral with this, and they did, but for the wrong reasons.
Wrong reasons. It was a viral disease that made it all go bad. Gilbert, something or nothing. Joey Bosa wearing 49ers gear in support of his brother and getting into it with Philly fans outside the stadium.
No, it's nothing. I mean, the whole wearing the 49ers gear because Jason Kelsey does it for his brother, Travis Kelsey. They're
Yeah.
brothers. Who the hell cares? And I get they're football players, and you're like, oh, don't go to that team. They're brothers. It's family comes first always. But I have a little issue, but maybe not so much because it's it's an Eagles fan, and Eagles are known to be rowdy. But sometimes, again, se pasan. And I'm sure Joey Bosa was there just to enjoy a game with his brother. And these guys are coming down with the phone. You come at him, then that's what happens. You get the Joy Bosa rage because we know how it is with Big Bear.
No, I think it's absolutely nothing. I just think it's two people having kind of like Joey was not going to let him talk crap about it. But wearing the 49er gear, get out of here. Whoever has a problem with
Yeah, who
it,
cares?
go cry to your mama because that's nothing to me. That's a brother supporting another brother. You saw last week how he got when Nick saw Joey before the game, he got excited. He was happy to see his brother. But the chirping back at I'm rich, I can pay my fines and all that. I thought that was beautiful
Yeah.
by Joey. I actually thought it was hilarious. So I don't think it's anything. I just thought it was good banter by back and forth. But
But
if you're a Philly fan, why are you going at? You know how he is. Why are you going at him?
yeah, remember Fernando? He is our good guy of 2021. So
Exactly,
he
he
has a
is.
nice side.
I still remember when he goes, what is that? You're the good guy. Oh wow, okay,
Me,
thank you. Some people would
me,
think I'm a
good
bad.
guy.
And then he started ranting off, and then Jamal's like, "Hey, okay, let's
Yeah.
go." But definitely awesome, or obviously interesting to see that. Gilbert, fair or foul? Fans are going after Bengals Joseph Osai for Jermaine Pratt, for the reaction of Jermaine Pratt, and then obviously BJ Hill defended him. Do you think it's fair or foul that they're going after him?
It's definitely foul. At some point, like, yeah, you're upset, you're angry, but at some point, you gotta figure out it's just a freaking game. Move on. It's not that serious. This guy is a young guy, 22 years old. What thing was kind of weird to me is like, BJ Hill standing next to him, and he's kind of crying. I get you're going through a lot of emotions, but like, stand up by yourself, just answer the questions. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. But the fans going after him and sending mean messages and stuff like that. The one teammate, I forget his name, Jermaine Pratt, saying like,
Right.
"Oh, you don't push the quarterback, don't touch the quarterback." That's a little too much. Know where the cameras are, but I guess everybody's emotional. But always defend your teammate, especially the ones that you know are working hard. But maybe there's one that's dumb out there, and you're like, okay, that guy's just ruined it for us.
Yeah.
Maybe, but they're in the trenches with you in the battle to support them.
I mean, it showed leadership by Hill
Yeah,
being there for him, but at the same time, you did what you did. Now you have to attend to the consequences. Especially that quarterback. That flag is going to come out. All that stuff. Like even if there's no
they're
way. Like
ready.
they were already ready to go. So I wouldn't have touched them. But hey, I mean, to each their own, I guess.
Yeah, it would have been an overtime
Um,
game. He never touched them, but
Yeah, no, exactly. But and it's funny because Mahomes even did a little fluff to add insult to injury. But it's like, dude, okay,
credit.
you were already gonna get the flag called on you. And by the way, his wife tweeted out, and I was like, oh, God. She goes,
Oh, they're back.
Cancun on 3,
Oh,
and she had a peace sign. So I'm like,
all right, you're not part of the team. Stop.
what position did you play? And I bet you she's one of those people that says we're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, we.